Hi everyone, my name's Foxxie and welcome to another episode of Hope on the GrumpyOwlGaming Patreon server. Episode 3. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I wasn't sure if I would be able to get this episode to you because I've had the worst internet problems this week and lost internet altogether for a good couple of days. So if this actually goes out, yay! So I have a new build for you guys today. I have been really busy this week on server, but there is not that much, well, I say there's not that much to show for it. There's not a vast amount of time that it's going to take me to show you what I've done because most of it has been resource gathering and building. So yeah, you may notice I have a funky new hat. This is my cool, cool turtle shell helmet. I've finally got one. So obviously these are new to 1.13 and they give you some sort of underwater breathing. I don't really need that. I don't spend a lot of time underwater, but look how cool it is. I absolutely love this thing. So I got one. It's taken me many hours of babysitting turtle eggs and baby turtles, waiting for them to grow up. Oh, it just takes forever. Anybody that's ever made one will probably sympathise greatly the length of time it takes to actually get one. I was toying with setting up a turtle farm, but I just wanted the hat. That's all I needed. I've got it, so I'm good. I'm golden. So anyway, onto the build. Segue onto the build. This is what I've been building this week. Ta-da! This is my enchantment tower and the first sort of build of the castle proper. We built the barracks over there and everything, and we've had the watchtowers, but this is the first part of the main castle. And it may seem a bit odd it being right at the front, but it plays a big part in the actual sort of main character, one of the main characters of the story of the story behind the Kingdom of Eiddwen. So yeah, this is not obviously my design. People may recognise it. It's heavily inspired by a Geracraft castle tutorial, which I will link below. Obviously, credit where it's due. I have changed quite a bit of sort of some of the materials and things. There are a few changes, but mostly it does look the same. And I know people like original builds and it's fantastic when people can do that, but I'm still learning and I do take inspiration from other builders at the moment, so I don't see a problem with that as long as the end result sort of works. I'm planning on forming the rest of the castle based on the things I've learned from building that tower, so hopefully, copying that a bit will lead me to sort of being able to know a bit more about that kind of block placement, because it's totally new to me. This is a totally different style of building to what I'm used to, but it needs to fit in with the actual kingdom itself, so judge me all you like, I don't care. As you can see, I've moved the nether portal because this is going to eventually be the grand entrance to the main castle, and obviously we don't want a nether portal in the way, so that would be silly. Onto the tower itself. So basically, one of the main characters in the story of Eiddwen, the Kingdom of Eiddwen, is the Queen, and she is not a very nice person. She was a wicked stepmother turned queen, essentially, and witch. So all the bad things all rolled into one. And in this tower, she keeps a young maid who is basically locked in this tower and tasked with collecting resources and brewing, and she's basically a bit of a slave, so it's not very nice. But yeah, so in here is my new nether portal area, which is really quite nice. Everything's quite small, and I'm not used to that either, having everything so close together. But anyway, and this is where she lives. She has a basic chest. She has no possessions in it at the moment, and a candle and a bed, and that's about it. And then up here she has her brewing area, which again is very cramped and I would imagine wouldn't be very pleasant to spend all your time in. There's a couple of windows, but yeah. And up here I'm going to put some more storage in here because obviously the brewing area is going to be useful for me in game as well as sort of being part of the story. So you can imagine this poor young girl having to be up and down ladders all day and being stuck in this tower, and this is kind of her only access to the outside world, even though it's got a phenomenal view. You can see over there where I've been breeding turtles. Hang on, let me find the zoom key. And then finally at the top, yeah, excuse me getting distracted, it happens a lot. Finally up here we have our, where the heck is that trapdoor? We have our level, it is a level 30 enchantment table, which I don't have 30 levels at the moment, so it's by the by. But I finally have my own enchantment table because I've been having to go all the way back to spawn for this, so it's quite handy to have my own. It's got quite a nice view. Can you imagine in many episodes time when I've actually sort of started to build the sort of the town itself? This is going to be phenomenal to come up here and just have a look over at everything. It's going to take a long time, so I just think how long it's taken me to build a couple of towers. You know, it's going to be a long time before I actually get anything resembling a town down there. And I also learnt this week that when you grow a giant oak tree, spruce tree, it creates podzol. Is that a vanilla thing? I have no idea if that's a vanilla thing, but I had no idea it was a thing if that's the case, and I am pleased because that means we can now access podzol very easily. So yeah, that was the enchantment tower, and there's a couple of other little things. Oh, this is really bad placement here. I need this here for structure, but I keep banging my head on it. The perils of being a Minecraft builder. This is the first thing really where I've tried to build anything like aesthetic, or you know, I've built a few things before, but nothing on this scale. So I'm just taking it very slowly. So over here in the second watchtower, anyway, back to it. I've changed this into a storage area, a bit of smelting and things, a few furnaces, and that's about it. I should probably not shake the camera around like that because I'll go dizzy. But yeah, this is now sort of the hub of where all of my stuff is. I do love these candles from the furniture mod that we have on the server. They're totally cool. Look at that tower though, it's beautiful. And over here as well, I have built a bit of a lookout over here, like I said I was going to, I think in the last video. So that was the natural outcrop, and I wanted to build a lookout for the barracks for the guards. And again, we have a few of the furniture items. I really like this pack. It just adds a little something. There's just a little stool and a lamp and a crossbow if there's any intruders, and a beautiful view. And that was that really. This took me actually quite a long time to build. I'm quite disgusted how long it took me to build that one little bit there. I haven't done anything else in the barracks. I haven't done anything else. Like this tower, and waiting for the turtles to hatch and to try and get this helmet. And the other thing was where I'm heading now, getting the resources for this next little bit of build that I've got to do, which I'm going to do on camera or time lapse. We found I'm taking the credit, I found a skeleton dungeon, so I made it into a sort of skeleton farm, and I have linked it to our nether network, but I need today to actually join it properly with the tunnel, because at the moment it's got very rudimentary access, and it is actually quite close to my base. If you look down here, there's the portal for Eiddwen, and that's the portal for the skeleton farm, but I wanted to link it up to here so that everybody can access it, because it's a server and we all share and it's all nice. So yeah, this is what I want to do today, a bit on camera. To head down here, it seems like quite a long way to head down this tunnel, but it does need to be made a bit more secure. I'm going to go and harvest that glowstone. I've just noticed it. Yeah, that's going to happen. Yeah, so this is a very don't expect anything impressive when I go through this portal. This is very like tiny room, but it does the job. So yeah, that's it. This is it. But the skeletons come down here. It works. They drop. We have the hopper. We have a chest. You know, people have obviously been using that since I built it, because I don't think all this is mine. And that's it. That's it for that, really. It does work. It works slightly better than it's showing at the moment. I'm not very good with the whole, or getting the, you know, the most yield from farms and things like that. So It is just doing its thing as it does. It does work. I mean, look, there they go. See, they just needed a chance to spawn in. And that was that. So what I'm going to do, I've been collecting resources for this. Now, in my wisdom, when I sort of designed this nether network and the actual design for it, I was like, hey, let's use some black glass. That's really, really pretty. And OMG, collect. For some reason, they were just spawning anywhere, and it has taken me absolutely forever to find them. But I do have in here all of these resources. The stone's not too bad to obtain, the spruce isn't too bad to obtain, but nether bricks and black glass, oh, why did I do that to myself? Anyway, so yeah, I am going to skip to a time lapse now, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, so while we do the time lapse of building the nether tunnel to the skeleton spawner, I am going to answer a question by a Rivethead gamer who on Twitter responded to a tweet. I didn't want to just do a time lapse that had more music behind it like the last one. I was trying to avoid doing a time lapse altogether, but with the issues that I've had putting an episode together, it's been a bit tricky this week. So I put a tweet out asking for people to ask me questions, and I figured I can overlay this on the time lapse, and just it's a bit more, hopefully a bit more interesting than just listening to the music the whole time. So what River asked was, how did I get the name Foxxie? And this is quite a long-winded story, and I hope I can make some sense of it for you. So basically, many years ago, probably 10 years ago, something like that, I was a massive big fan, still am, of the Final Fantasy movie Advent Children. I was really into it in a big way, and I read a lot of sort of fan fiction as well revolving around that. And in one of the stories, one of the characters was nicknamed Foxface, and that was picked up as my nickname for quite a long time. It was my username on quite a few forums back at the time, and that kind of got shortened to Fox or Foxy then. However, the actual full name of Foxy Monoxide came much later on when I was into a comic book series called The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. If any of you know that, big up, you're my family. And again, got into a bit of a roleplay community there. And for those that aren't familiar with the series, it's sort of set post-apocalyptic California, and there is a band of sort of a rebellion called the Killjoys, and they basically roam this wasteland, and they're fighting the man and fighting the power. And in the roleplay group that we had, we all kind of had our own Killjoy names, and it just came to mind. Somebody had mentioned on Twitter last week, the week before, that the name just rolls off the tongue. So I've actually no idea where the monoxide part came from. I was just known Foxy as Foxy at the time, and so I kind of just came up with this character, Foxy Monoxide, and she's pretty badass and doesn't really hold much in sort of that side. I don't follow that kind of community anymore, but it just kind of became my name about, and that's it really. It came from two rather nerdy fandoms, I guess, but yeah, and now I'm mostly known just as Foxy again, so I guess we've come full circle. But yeah, that's where the name Foxy came from, so I hope that answered your question. And we're done. So yeah, you have just probably watched the time lapse. I haven't obviously put it together yet, but yeah, let's have a look how this looks. Yay! It didn't actually take that long. Oh, I think it was about 45 minutes or something, maybe an hour if that, to get this all put together. So we now have safe passage from the Skeleton XP farm down to the network. So that's pretty cool. Everybody can access that nice and safely. It matches everything that we've got going. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. one thing I would like to ask, if anybody has watched this far, is what should I aim to do in the next week? I've done quite a lot this week and I have a lot to do yet, so I would like your opinions. What would you like to see? There is the let me try to think what there is to actually. There's the front of the castle, or there's the forge, there is this gateway here, and there are the two little towers that I want to do down there. So there's quite a lot to get on with. So let me know what you think I should do for the next episode, and I will take that feedback on board. But for now, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, and you can follow the building of Eiddwen over the coming weeks, months, years, whatever. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!